It's lights out and away we go. Vettel gets away very well. Hamilton tries to get past Nico Hülkenberg straight away, and it's Sebastian Vettel from Valtteri Bottas. Kimi Räikkönen on the inside. Ricciardo covering off. Kevin Magnussen, Sergio Perez trying to find room around the outside, and it's Vettel into turn 2 he goes from Valtteri Bottas. The Mercedes ahead of the Ferrari, and there's Kevin Magnussen making contact and having to run wide and almost chopping off the front wing of Esteban Ocon. As down towards the hairpin we go now. Magnussen on the inside of Nico Hülkenberg. What a lap it's been for the Haas driver, trying to make places back up again. And that is Sergio Perez spinning around at the hairpin. We're on board now with Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton down in 9th place.
Hamilton busy changing his brake bars. We saw it on the steering wheel. What utter brilliant madness those first few corners were.
And the madness might just continue as well, as there's cars going off onto the runoff area. Romain Grosjean getting pushed wide. Down into turn 10 we go. And that's Max Verstappen on the inside of Brendan Hartley. Verstappen's making up places and already going very nicely indeed up into 12th place. But Sebastian Vettel leads from Bottas, from Räikkönen, from Ricciardo, Gasly. Good start from him, from Magnussen, from Ocon, Hülkenberg, and then Alonso. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton dueling, going into turn 1. Verstappen on the inside, they're going wheel to wheel. Fernando Alonso's going to watch out, and they make contact. Verstappen gets past and almost runs over the front wing of Lewis Hamilton as he moves himself up into 10th place. Who's got a puncture? Looks like Hamilton slowing a little bit. Verstappen's got a puncture
with that contact. Hamilton steams back past, so Verstappen getting punchy. Lewis wouldn't let him go, and it's Max with a left rear puncture and a long way to go until he gets to the pit lane.
So we're on board with Verstappen now. Hamilton ahead of him, and he knows that there is a gap coming at the end of the main straight. Alonso rather squeezed them up a bit. That's where they clashed. That's where Verstappen ran over the front wing of Hamilton's Mercedes. That's where he got the puncture. For Red Bull, as Verstappen gets a puncture and limps past the stricken teammate Daniel Ricciardo, pulling over onto the left-hand side of the track. Martin on Esteban Ocon into the final corner as well. Hülkenberg swoops around the outside of Esteban Ocon. Nice move there from the German driver in the Renault. But now Ocon is wheel to wheel, and we'll see Mercedes power in the Force India against Renault power as well. And we'll see Renault power Alonso against Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. Magnussen ahead of Hartley. Hamilton down the inside on Nico Hülkenberg. Ocon might lose out to Fernando Alonso. Hamilton makes up places ahead of Hülkenberg, ahead of Alonso. And then comes the Force India of Esteban Ocon.
Ferrari are going to go for pure pace. Mercedes are going for endurance.
Yeah.
How's it going to end up?
Hamilton still ahead of that Ferrari. Hamilton has been on these tyres since the first lap in this race. Sebastian Vettel came in on lap 18 to change onto his soft compound tyres. How long can Hamilton keep Vettel at bay? This is slowing Sebastian Vettel down all the time. He's stuck behind the Mercedes.
And he'll be party mode down the pit straight, whatever they like to call it, because the longer he can keep Vettel at bay, the better. It destroys Vettel's strategy. He's going to have to stop one more time than Hamilton. But look, he's in the slipstream. DRS, nothing Hamilton can do about that.
You can hear the cheers from the grandstands as Sebastian Vettel blasts past Lewis Hamilton and back into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Kimi Räikkönen in, and he will definitely... Oh no!
Oh no, Kimi Räikkönen out and has hit one of the mechanics. But he's got DRS as Bottas, and you can see that he's gaining. You can see that he's getting closer. He's got the power turned up to 11. Into turn 1 they go. Bottas has a little look, but he's just a bit too far behind. Sebastian Vettel survives that one. Lap 18, he put those tyres on. He is nursing them home towards the end of 57 laps to emulate Michael Schumacher, Nico Rosberg, Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton, who all won their 200th Grand Prix start. And in his 200th Grand Prix start, Sebastian Vettel wins the Bahrain Grand Prix for a second win in 2018.
I tell you, these tires were done. They were done for the last 10 laps. Grazie ragazzi, mamma mia, grazie davvero.